Hi everyone, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet. Today we are making number 3 in our Crochet Flower Bonanza tutorials, and we are making this beautiful puff stitch flower. Isn't it so pretty? In the middle you'll see we have a bunch of puff stitches, and on the outside we're making our petals, and it really is a really pretty flower. This is what the inside looks like, and when we go along you can stop here if you wish to and not continue on with the others. But that is what we're doing. As you can see above, we're doing a giveaway. If we get to 50 subscribers we're on YouTube, we're going to give away another scarf. And also we'll do another giveaway for likes and shares for this video. So please like and share, and congratulations to our last winner, Lisa Ledbetter. She won the beautiful scarf, the crochet scarf with the flower appliques on it. So we are doing them first. Yay. But yeah, if you're on Facebook, just please like and share and go subscribe to my YouTube channel to be entered in the giveaway. Please put that you did those things in the comments below and you'll be sure to be entered in that. And if you're on YouTube, go jump over to my Facebook page and do the same thing over there. So let's go ahead and talk about what materials we're going to need today. Again, this is our puff stitch flower. I've made a couple already as practice for this video, and because I need them anyway for my flower wall. But these are done, and I'm going to use 3 colors today, because what we're going to learn today is we're going to learn the puff stitch in here, and then we're going to also learn the Picot Stitch, which is this little stitch right here that makes our petals so pretty. But today we're going to need, and we're going to learn how to change colors. Today you're going to need a 5mm crochet hook, or size H. That is what I use to make again. That is what I use to make these right here, is a 5mm crochet hook. And as you can see, these flowers are pretty large. I want to say maybe like 5 inches up and 5 inches across. But like I said, we're going to learn how to change colors today too. So we're going to start off with a red heart white for the middle of our flower. And then we're going to use red heart super soft, and I think this is like a mauve or a purple. I'm sorry I don't have the little thing that went on it to show you, but I do know it's red heart super soft. And this is just regular red heart and white. And this is Bernay in peony pink, and it really is a beautiful pink color. But okay, let's get started. So to start, we're going to do a slip knot. So we're going to go around our fingers twice. We're going to pull through. And there we go. There's our slip knot. See how that just moves on our hook like that? Oh, and just to let you know, before I start here, if you want to make it smaller or bigger, use a bigger hook or a smaller hook. If you want it smaller, use a smaller hook. If you want it bigger, use a bigger hook. Also, you could use a chunkier yarn. Okay, but to do these puff stitches, you really want a yarn that slides really well. If you're new to crocheting, I would just stick with red heart. It would make it a lot easier. And even if you're not, there's some yarn I have in there that I think it was Simply Soft Karen. And it was really hard to do the puff stitches with because it was just such a fine yarn and it would split. So I would suggest to use a red heart yarn or anything like that for the puff stitches. But okay, so now we've done our slip knot, and now we're going to chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hi Tyra, hi Sue. Okay, so we've chained 6, and now we're going to slip stitch into the first chain. Okay, so now we have our 6. In the last 2 videos, what I did was I worked this around, and you can still do that, but for the sake of this video and doing these puff stitches, it's a little bit easier to just leave it out and then just sew it in on the end. Okay, so we've got our ring of 6 right here that we've slip stitched together. And now we're going to chain up 1 to bring up our yarn. And we're going to start with our first puff stitch. Okay, so the key to these puff stitches are you want to keep your yarn loose on your hook. Normally, if you're new to crocheting or you're not, what you would do is you would hold your yarn pretty tight because we all love to make our tight stitches. Although some people do loose stitch. But normally you would just keep it like that. But for this, you want to keep a little slack in it. So you've gone up 1, and now you're going to keep this really loose, and you're going to yarn over, go through 1, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3, yarn over, go through 4, yarn over, go through 5. And now you've got that there. Just like this. And we did yarn over. We yarn over 5 times. We're going to pull through all of those stitches all at once, just like that. Then you're going to lock it with a chain to close it. And then 1 more chain up like that. Okay, so that's our first puff stitch into our 6. We're going to do 8 of those into this little bitty circle, which seems impossible, but it's not, because remember what I taught you before? You can pull and tug and do whatever you need to do here. Okay, so again, to make a puff stitch, you're going to keep this really loose. You're going to keep the yarn on your finger really loose. You're going to go up, yarn over, go through the hole, bring up. There's 1. Yarn over, go through. Oops, sorry. Yarn over, go through. That's 2. Yarn over. Well, my goodness, let's just start over. And it's same for you. If you're doing this at home and you see that that happens, you can just start over. And that does happen a lot when you're doing puff stitches because you have to keep it so loose. So again, yarn over, go through 1, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3, yarn over, go through 4, yarn over, and that's 5. Just like that. Go through all 5, and then lock, and then another one. If you find that you're having trouble going through all of them, it's probably because you're making it too tight. So again, I implore you to keep it as loose as you possibly can without making it look messy, okay? So, and it may take some practice, just keep trying. So again, we're keeping this loose. We yarn over, go through, there's 1, yarn over. And see, when you keep it loose, it does do that. So you don't want to keep it too loose, but just keep it loose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And go through all of those. And then lock it in, and then another one. And now we've got 3. Hard to believe we're going to fit 8 in there, but we are. So I'm just going to push that over. And then I'm going to go again. So we're keeping this loose. Go through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And go through all 5, lock it, and do another chain. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I hope I don't go into a coughing fit again. Okay, so now we've got 4 puff stitches around our chain of 6, and we're just going to keep on going. Okay, keep it loose, go through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and go through all of those, lock it in, do another chain, just like that. And now that was 5. I got 3 more to go. So maybe I can do something without it buffering. And I'm sorry about the buffering. I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to find some different things to see what I can do to help that situation out. I tried to download this Speedify app, but it didn't really work. So anyway, have this of my company, so really don't know what else to do. Okay, so there's one. Sorry. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then go through all 5. Lock it in, and one more. Okay. And we got 2 more to go. I'm going to try to go slow on this next one. Maybe it won't buffer for a second. Hi, Tiffany. Or Tyra's sister. Okay, so pull this up. Keep it kind of loose, but not too loose like I've been doing, and it's falling off my hook. But kind of loose there. So we yarn over. We go through our hole. We pull up 1. Yarn over. Pull up 2. Yarn over. Pull up 3. Yarn over, pull up 4, yarn over, and 5, and then go through all 5, just like that. Lock it in, and another chain. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because I have to keep recounting. And then one more in our circle here, for our flower. Again, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to go through all of those, lock it in, another chain. If you're watching, please share my video. I would so appreciate it. Okay, so now we're going to close up the center of our flower here, of our puff stitches. To do that, you want to make sure that you locked it in and you did that other chain. And we're going to go right in to the top of this puff stitch. So I don't know if you can see right here, but there's a chain right here. And you're going to go right in to the top of that puff stitch. And you're going to slip stitch to bring it together. Okay. So now what we've done is we did a chain of 6, we slip stitched that to close, and then we did 8 puff stitches in the middle of that chain of 6. And now we've got this little thing hanging back here, and because we are doing this flower and it's got a couple rows to it, we're going to go ahead and work the back of this in. So I'm going to do this, raise that up, pull my hook out. I'm going to go ahead and work in, sew in my back so that it won't be in my way as I continue to do the rest of my work. So we're just going to sew this in. Remember what I taught you. Just go anywhere you kind of want to go. Just keeping that in there. And oh yeah, you need a pair of scissors. I forgot to say that in the materials. You need scissors and you need a crochet needle, darning needle, whatever you want to call it, which is this big doohickey thing right here. Right there. Okay. So now, before what we've done is we would keep going, but today we're going to change colors. So to change colors, what you want to do for this is you want to just simply cut your yarn, give a little bit of a tail, because remember you need to leave some room to sew in your ends, okay? So you're going to cut that off right there, okay? And you're just going to simply pull right through just like this. Just like that. Pull it up. Okay? And you've completed that. But now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to sew this in. A lot of people will knot off, and if that's what you choose to do, that's fine. I would suggest sewing in. Excuse me, I can't speak. I would suggest sewing in because it'll really keep your stuff from falling apart later, from coming undone. Because again, crocheting is basically just a series of knots. So you're gonna hook that in, go to the back, and just work that in anywhere you want to. Just do it a couple times to keep it in place. Just like that. And cut off your excess. Keep it kind of tight when you're doing that. Okay. Now we're going to move on to our other color. Okay. So what you're going to do is you can go into any chain of two, these chains of two right here in between that. You're going to pull in your other color. So to do that, you're going to go in through your chain two here, anywhere on the puff flower, it's okay. And you're going to just, did you see that? You're going to put your hook through. You're going to bring this through. You're just going to chain just like that. Okay. Leave yourself a little bit. I kind of made mine a little long. It really doesn't matter. But you're going to need that there. Okay. So now we're in the middle of this two space that we created before, the two chain of two. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring up your yarn. So you're going to go up one, and we're going to do the same thing we did before, but we're going to do 2 puff stitches in each of these little holes right here, all the way around. Now we had 8 before, so that lets you know that you're going to be looking for 16 of these. So keep this up like this. Make sure you pull down on that to keep it secure. And again, yarn over, pull through, that's 1, yarn over, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And go through all 5, lock into place, and do another one. Okay? And in that same chain 2 space, we're going to do another puff stitch. So we're just going to do another one. So yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And pull through all 5. Lock into place and then chain 1 again. Okay? And that's what it'll look like right there. There's 2 puff stitch. This right here, actually you heard me, I was buffering. This right here might look a little loose. You can just pull on it. Later, we're going to work it in and it won't be loose at all when we sew in our ends, okay? So we've got 2 there. We did our lock in and our other chain. So now we're going to go to our next space and we're going to do 2 more. So we're going to pull up, keep it kind of loose, yarn over and go through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And pull through all 5. Lock into place, chain 1. Okay? And I'm putting my yarn on the floor. Okay? So again, we're going to do another puff. Pull that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then go through all 5. Lock into place and do another chain. Okay, so now we've got 4. 2 in this and 2 in this. So we're going to keep going around. How's everyone doing today? I'm going to go to our next space. Yarn over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go through all 5. Lock into place, another chain, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and it looks just like that so far. Hi Donna, thanks for joining us. Please share and like my video. Read the instructions for the giveaway so I can give away another scarf. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 puffs we've got so far. We're going into our next chain of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And go through all 5. Lock in, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 1. Okay, just like that. So we're doing 2 puff stitches in each chain of 2, these little holes right here. Okay. Yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull through all. Lock in, do another chain. Pull this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, go through all through, chain, chain. Okay, so far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we need 16 of the puff stitches all the way around. Okay, so remember, we're keeping us loose. For all you guys just coming on, we're making this beautiful flower here. I did this all in one color for my flower wall, but I'm showing how to change some colors today to make a beautiful flower, puff stitch flower. So on to our next puffs here. Keep it loose. Yarn over, 1. Well, I'm looking through my camera and I need to stop doing that. Keep this loose. 1. Okay, so let me show you this, guys, because this is the trouble I'm running into, and you might too. When you do these puffs here, sometimes you'll get like little, hi Denise, you'll get little areas. It's a little bit tighter than the other ones due to the previous puff stitches. So just, you know, like I told you, you can be a little rough with your yarn. You know, I'm just pushing my finger in there and getting it loose so I can get in there so I don't have any problems. But do you see how that's kind of hanging over there? So I'm just going to move everything over and try to get it where I can get in there without having trouble. So again, yarning over, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go through all 5. Lock into place. Chain 1. That's technically 2, but I'm just telling you you're kind of locking it in place. But technically there's 2 chains in between each one of these. Okay, so there's 1. We need 1 more in this one. So yarn over, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Go through all 5. Lock into place with that 1 chain and then 1 more. Okay, so just a couple more to go and then we get to learn some other stuff. Again, I'm just pushing my finger in here to make sure that I can get through. It's not messing anything up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull through all of these. Chain 1 and chain 1. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. I hope everybody's smiling and having a good day today. Just relaxing with some crochet. Okay, yarn over. Go through. There's 1. There's 2. 3, and 4, and 5. If nothing else, you can just listen to me count and go to sleep. Okay, lock into place and then another one. Okay, so let's count how many puffs we've got so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And these are our last 2 to make 16 puffs. So again, my finger here, I'm going to keep this loose. I'm going to show you how to do this one more time as slow as I can possibly go here. So we're just going to keep this kind of loose. Remember, we're keeping our finger loose. We're going to yarn over, go through, pull up. That's 1. Yarn over. Well, do it correctly. I'm like, Dawn. Okay, keep that loose. Yarn over, go through. There's 1. there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and there's 5. Okay, just like that. And you go all through. Okay, and then lock into place and another chain. And then we have one more to go. Keep it loose, guys, and then go in 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and it's crochet aerobics. Lock into place, chain 1. Okay, and now we're at the end here of our flower, and the clouds are coming in, so it's getting a little dark in my office space here. Sorry about that. But okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing we did with the middle. We're going to slip stitch into this first puff here right at the top. Harder to see with this dark material, but it's the same. You're going right through the top of this puff, just like that. And you're going to pull through and you're going to do a slip stitch. Now, I'm going to remind you guys again, like I've done before about flowers, when you're learning to crochet, they are so forgiving. If you kind of mess up a little bit and go into a little hole, maybe that you should have gone into a different one or something, don't worry about it. Just keep going. Don't stop what you're doing. Just keep going, okay? So this is what it should look like so far. And this is our little scraggler piece here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to change colors again, because I've already showed you how, but we're going to show again. So we're going to cut off our yarn right about here, give you a little space to work with, and you're just going to pull up, go through, and tug really tight, and then we're going to work in our ends again, so we don't have to worry about them as we're crocheting. We've just already got it done. Okay, so I'm just going to put my flower down like this. I'm going to put this here in my needle, thread that through just like that, and I'm just going to go through the back all kinds of zigzag ways to hold this in. Doesn't matter, it's going to be hidden, you're not going to be able to see it. Just going through. I'm going to go through that way, I'm going to go back through this way, and then if you want to you can go through again, but I think that's good, so I'm just going to pull it, I'm going to cut off just like that. And then remember we had our beginner one where we had started the different color. It really needs to be in the back. So you can just pull that through. Well, if I can see it. Gosh, if I can't see, I hope y'all can see. Okay, so I'm going to just pull through like that to get it in the back of my flower. And I'm going to thread this too. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go anywhere I want to go. Just like that. Just kind of working it through. I think I've told y'all before, and I've heard before something about if you do it 3 times, you're set. I don't know if that's true or not. I just keep going until I feel comfortable with it. Okay, so now moving on to our next color, and how to do a Picot stitch, which is so fun to say. Picot! It's actually spelled P-E-K-O-T. It's a silent T. Unless maybe you're from somewhere else and you pronounce that T, I don't know. But here, we don't pronounce it. So, now, we're going to be working in the tops of all of our little puff stitches. We're going to be putting a picot stitch and several treble crochets. So you're going to go to any one, it doesn't matter, all the way around, does not matter at all. You're just going to go into the top of your puff stitch, just like this, okay? Just like that. You're going to pull your yarn through, and you're going to do just that, and you're going to chain up 3, actually 4, I'm sorry, we're going to chain up 4. So we got our yarn started, and we're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, put the yarn on the floor. Okay, so we've chained up 4. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 treble crochets. This is going to act like our first treble crochet. So we're going to go around twice around the hook. We're going to go into that hole right there that we already worked in to start. And we're going to go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. Just like that. Please like and share if you're watching. I so would appreciate it. Okay, that's our first treble. Now we're going to go around twice again. Go through the same hole. Go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. Okay, and that's technically 3 trebles, even though we just chained up 4 right here. Now we're going to do the Picot Stitch. To do the Picot Stitch, you're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to go right into that first chain of 3 right here. You're just going to go right back down in there. You're going to go in and you're going to pull out and you're going to do a slip stitch. Just like that. Okay? And that creates that little bump at the top for our flower petal. Now we're going to do 3 treble crochets. We're going to go around twice, go in, pull through, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. Again, around your hook twice, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, and one more time for 3 trebles around your hook twice, go through the hole, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. And there you have made a beautiful petal with a Picot Stitch. And I'm going to show you how to do another one a little bit slower, but now we're going to go into the top of our next puff stitch. And in each one, what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet. So we're going to go in and we're going to single crochet, just like that. Then we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Chain up 3. And again, we're going to do a treble. So we're going to go around our hook once. Go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, and again around our hook twice, through the hole, go through 2, go through 2, and go through 2. And you've got those 3 trebles there. Then we're going to chain up 3 again for our picot. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go right back into that first chain of 3 and do a slip stitch. Just like that. Okay? And again, 3 more trebles around the hook twice, through the hole, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. Again, around the hook twice, go through the hole, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. And one more time, around twice, the hole, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. And look at those beautiful little petals we're making, just like that. I'm going to do another one pretty slow for you so that you can catch on. So we're going to go into the top of our next puff stitch, and we're going to do a single crochet there. We're going to chain up 3, and we're going to do this for all the petals around, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to do 2 more treble crochets here. 1, 2, sorry, my yarn was caught. And we're going to do our picot. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. And then back into this first stitch there and slip stitch. Thank you guys so much for sharing. I so much appreciate it. And then we're going to do 3 more treble crochets around the hook twice. 1, 2, and 3. And we're just going to keep doing this all the way around, just the way I just showed you. So we're going to go to our next puff stitch. Remember, we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to treble crochet. 1 and 2. And then chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And slip stitch into that first stitch. And then 3 more treble crochets into that same hole. So 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. I see what my problem is. I've got cats playing with my yarn. That's why I couldn't pull it up. Okay. So then we're going to go to our next one. Again, single crochet. Chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. Treble 1. Treble 2. Just like that. Then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And slip stitch into that first stitch. Okay. And again, trebles around her sides. 1, 2, and 3. And isn't that so pretty full? That's what it looks like so far as we're going around and making our little petals here with our Picot stitches. Just like that. So again, we're going to go into our next puff stitch. Right there at the very top of our puff stitch, we're going to single crochet. And we're going to 1, 2, 3, chain up 3. We're going to do a treble crochet. 1 and 2. And guys, I was really proud of myself because I made up this flower on my own, although it probably exists somewhere, and I think I've just made it up on my own. I really just kind of already knew how to do the puff stitch and added the petals to it. But again, this is all stuff I've learned myself from watching other people and reading different patterns. But okay, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch to that first stitch. And again, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And we're going to go into the top of our next puff stitch. It looks just like that so far. Do a single crochet, chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to treble 1 and do another one. So there's 2 trebles, 3 counting our chain. And now we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into that first chain from the hook, just like that. and 3 more trebles. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. And then again, we're going to go into our next puff stitch and do a single crochet. We're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to do a treble, go around our hook twice, go through the hole, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. And again, around the hook twice, go through the hole there. Make sure you go through the right one, unlike me. Stay in the top of your puff there. Do another treble crochet. Then chain 3 for your picot. 2, 3, and slip into first chain 3. And 3 more treble crochets. 1, 2, and 1. And 3. Just like that. And you just keep working your way around. Go into our next puff stitch. And my hands are already going numb because I have carpal tunnel issues. That's okay. Keep going. So chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and treble crochet. 1, treble crochet, 2, then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Go right into our first chain there, slip stitch to make our picot, and then 3 more treble crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. And again, in the top of our puff stitch, we'll do a single crochet, chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Go around the hook twice. 1 treble, 2 trebles, then chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then slip stitch to this first one here. 1, 2, 1 treble, 2 treble or triple, you might call this a triple crochet, 2 and 3, and we're slowly moving along here. It takes quite a while to make these petals, but they just turn out so beautiful. So we're just going to keep on trucking along here. Going to whoever's hanging in there with me, you one viewer, I appreciate it. I'm gonna shake out my hand real quick. Okay, and go into the next top of the puff stitch, single crochet, chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then treble crochet, 1, treble crochet, 2, and then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, slip stitch into that first stitch. And if you're viewing this, I really would appreciate it if you could like and share, and go over to my YouTube page and subscribe so you can be entered into the giveaway, and just let me know in the comments. Okay, So 1 treble, 2 treble, and there's the train. We have a train really close to us, and I have the door open to let in the light, so it's a little louder than usual. Sorry about that. Okay, round twice. Choo choo. Go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, and we finish that one. Moving on to our next one. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will be more than happy to explain anything to you. I'll even give you send you a video if you're having any problems. Just let me know and I'd be glad to help. So we single crocheted in the top of our next puff stitch. We're gonna chain 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Go into our first little puff stitch there. Chain, excuse me, not puff stitch. Now we're going to do 3 more trebles. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. We're almost done. I'm just going to kind of go fast now because I think you've got the gist of it. So I'm just going to try to go fast so I can show you how to end this, since I can't really pause it. Okay, so just going to kind of move along here. I wish I'd have played some music, but I forgot. I always have music on, usually. And I'm just kind of moving kind of quickly to finish these last few that we have here, so I can show you how to end. And again, I'm looking for the top of that puff stitch, and it's right there. Doing this Picot Stitch here. Just like that. 3 more trebles. Okay. I think we just have 2 more to go, guys. Whoa, we're almost done making this gorgeous flower. On the last one, I'll go kind of slow again, but for now, I'm just going to end this one. I'm going to try to go a little fast. I've got cats trying to steal my yarn. And if you're watching, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys coming to say hi. Okay, so now we're on our last petal. This is what it looks like so far. It'll be a little turny and beautiful. That's the way it's supposed to be. The middle should be kind of flat. Okay, and we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me start over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 petals. So we're going to work on our last one. I'm going to go kind of slow. Try to pull it up tight. I'm just suffering. So you're going to go into the top of this puff stitch, just like that, right there in the top. Okay. Right there in the top. And you're going to single crochet. Then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to yarn over twice for a treble. You're going to go back in that same hole. You're going to do 1, and then you're going to do another treble. Go around your hook twice, go through the hole, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, just like that. Then to do the picot stitch, you go 1, 2, and 3, and you go right into that first chain of 3 you just worked, do a slip stitch, and then 3 more trebles. So 1, and 2, and 3. And then you're going to, the way you're going to close this off is you're going to find your first chain from your first petal right here, from this first chain of 4 that you did. Not where you tied into the yarn right here, but that first one right there. And you're going to slip stitch. Just like that. Okay? Then we're going to tie off, so we're going to cut off our yarn right here. Leave yourself a little bit of room to tie in your ends, to sew in your ends. You're just going to pull through just like this. Pull it tight. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? We just made a beautiful puff stitch flower with picot petals. And it's just so gorgeous. Okay? And the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to sew in your ends. I'm going to go ahead and do that while I've got you on here. In case you didn't see earlier, to do that, you're going to thread your yarn through your needle. Thank you, Denise. You're going to thread your yarn through your needle just like that. And you're just going to work in the back anywhere that you can. Like so. You're just going to work it in. And I'm really sorry about the buffering. I really don't know how to make that better. I'm going to try a few things, but I don't know. So I just try to take it slow and try to pay attention to when it's buffering so that I can stop and wait for it to fix itself so y'all don't miss anything. Okay, so I'm just going through. Just going to, I think that's good. So I'm just going to pull it kind of tight. I'm going to cut that off. And then we've still got one more piece. We've got to sew in right here. I'm going to make sure it's at the back of our flower here. And again, we're going to try to thread our needle here. At the end of the yarn, it gets real funky. A lot of people will do like this, and they'll go in like that way so you don't have to deal with the ends, but I kind of have trouble doing that. So I just kind of just roll it around with my thumb and try all kinds of things to get it through, and it'll usually so let's go like that. And this is the last thing we've got to do for this flower, is just sew in our ends. Just like if you were going to sew something, just something you got to do. I'm just going to pull it through all kinds of places here and cut off. And there we go. Everything's been sewn in. This is what the back looks like, but it really looks the same as the front. You may see a little bit of here and there, but really it just looks basically the same. And it really is a beautiful flower. Thank you so much for watching today, guys, and please like and share. Like I've said before, enter in the giveaway so you can get a chance to win a beautiful crocheted scarf with some flower appliques on there. But these are our beautiful puff stitch flowers, and this is the one that we've made today, doing our change of colors. So today you've learned how to do a puff stitch, you've learned how to do a treble stitch, you've learned how to do a picot stitch, and you've learned how to change colors. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and happy crocheting!